May is Maytag month at Lowe's. Save on our exclusive selection of Maytag appliances with collections found only at Lowe's. Get up to $200 via prepaid card by mail on your purchase of select Maytag major appliances, a brand you know and trust. Shop in store or at Lowe's.com. Lowe's, home to any budget, home to any possibility. Manufacturer's rebate. Prepaid card amount varies based on purchase. Offer valid through 6/2. Exclusions, terms, and restrictions apply. U.S. only.
Hi, welcome to your generic video game store. Can I help you find anything?
Oh, no, thank you. I got it from here. I'm just going to grab this boxed copy of Fortnite.
I'm sorry. I didn't see your hand there.
You're getting Fortnite as well?
Do you shop here frequently?
Yeah, this is where I buy all my free-to-play games.
Mine too. Wow, I've never seen you before.
What's happening?
Do you hear that in your heart?
I feel something deep inside.
Me too. Oh my gosh.
It makes me want to...
Is this a singing montage?
Sing! All I see is you.
All you see is me.
Surrounded by these games. No one needs to know.
This thing that we share. Our matching controls.
I play inverted.
I prefer Southpaw. In this sea of games.
No one sees us here.
Please, let it grow.
Grow. Holding discs up high.
Or your game of choice.
Free to play's delight.
Pay to win's a fright. Between two gamers. All these games you love.
This thing that we share.
To hide is unfair.
What the heck is going on in here?
Sorry, Scott, we were just singing.
Well, cut it out and start the show.
We got your back when it comes to playing games with no cash. Yeah. Butcha, ha ha. Butcha, ha ha. Butcha, ha ha. Butcha, ha ha. Butcha arcade. Butcha arcade. Butcha arcade. Butcha arcade. Butcha arcade.
Wow. I do not know what came over me.
Let's just move on then. Hello, gamers, and welcome to Budget Arcade, a free-to-play gaming podcast to help you navigate through the growing realm of free-to-play games. My name is Jeff.
I'm Elliot, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say that out loud.
Don't be.
Okay.
Lots of people have had what happened to us happen to them. So, usually we review a free-to-play game every 2 weeks and send that out to you, but of course it's one of these off weeks, so Elliot and I are here to make you uncomfortable. I hope we've accomplished that.
In less than a minute, I would think, too. So
I think we've done a good job this week.
It's going to be dead air for the next 10 minutes.
I don't think we're topping. I've told Scott, and if he's listened, he will record his reaction to listening to that for the first time, because even though he's featured in the promo, he's never heard it before.
Blind leading the blind.
So let's talk about video games. You're up, Elliot. What you got? Anything for me? What you playing? What's on sale?
The first big thing that we need to address, because if you're listening to this the day it comes out, you have like 2 more days to pick up Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC on the Epic Game Store for free. Even if you don't have a computer that can run this game, go out and get the free copy. Because at some point you're going to have a computer that can. You're silly not to.
Yeah. In 10 years, when your computer's powerful enough, you'll
I
be
don't
able
think
to
it's
run
that
it.
bad, right? Heck, Grand
I
Theft
ran
Auto...
it on a computer that was subpar years ago
Well,
when it first came out.
I didn't even buy it on this generation of consoles. I bought it on the previous PlayStation. Because that's what it was released for.
Well,
imagine,
true. It was
can
on
you
PS3,
imagine
right?
that we've gone an entire generation without a new Grand Theft Auto? Isn't that
Um,
kind of crazy? I think it's a little
I'm a-
crazy.
I'm a little scared that they're putting all their eggs in GTA Online,
Yeah.
that the microtransaction bug has bit them, and that the next game may not be the GTA we've grown to love. So
I
I'm a
don't
little
think it
concerned
will.
about that.
Yeah, I am too, but 5 is
But
great.
Rock's-
Red Dead was great too.
Yeah, so that'll lead me into the game from that you want to play on your Game Pass subscription, and it's easy to say Red Dead Redemption 2, which they just added to Game Pass, so obviously you've probably heard of it and are going to download it. But here's a little hidden gem that I just started playing. It's called Gato Roboto. Have you heard of this?
I've not heard of this at all.
Based on the name Gato Roboto, what do you think it is?
A robot puzzler?
No, it's about a cat. So this is a Metroidvania. It's very much Metroid.
Never would
like-
have thought that.
Like Super Metroid. So there's a space pilot. He crashes on a planet and he's stuck in his spaceship, but his cat is not. So his cat has to gear up in robotic gear and save him. So you platform around, you find upgrades. I mean, it's, other than the protagonist, it's a note for note sort of, not retelling, but a system, all those systems that you're used to in a Metroid game.
Nice. I love
here.
Metroid. I love that genre of game.
Well, this one's kind of interesting and weird, and I got a feeling, I haven't finished it yet, but I got a feeling based on the pace of the game that it's a short one. Like, you could probably beat it
Okay.
over a weekend.
Nice.
But it's kind of interesting and neat, and it's, if you're... So I downloaded Red Dead Redemption 2, and I haven't started it because I know I need to set like a whole day aside,
You do. You
and
do.
I don't want to.
The thing with that game to do when you actually get into it is to try to do that first chapter in like not necessarily one sitting, but like in a couple, because once you get through that first chapter, the game really starts. The first
Right.
chapter is very much an introduction tutorial of like here's how the game is. Yeah.
So is it as long or longer than the one in GTA 5?
No, I wouldn't say it's as long. It's the thing about it, and this is not giving away anything. You start off in the mountains, like in the snowy mountains, so everything's slower. It's a slower pace, and it's slower pace to get you into the gameplay mechanics. So it does a very good job of that. But like, you also want to get through it because that's when the real fun starts. So
Right. And I
But
want to
that
get to the
game-
open world and ride my
Yeah.
horse and rob banks and stuff. That's what I
the
want to do.
the cool part with that game is chapter by chapter, it definitely changes. The setting kind of changes chapter by chapter. So like if you're kind of bored with that like area, just play the story mode missions to get to the next chapter, and everything becomes different. It like freshens itself back up very quickly. I can't say enough good things about Red Dead Redemption 2. It was phenomenal from beginning to end. And there's a lot of content to it, so I have not touched it all. I have played the entire story, and it's a great game. It's a great story. It was a lot of fun. So,
Well, I look forward to deleting it from my hard drive months from now when I realize I just don't have time.
it is definitely a commitment for sure.
So coming out in 2 weeks, a week from Friday, is Minecraft Dungeons, and it's going to be on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be going in on that.
I can't decide how I feel about that yet.
It's actually a week from tomorrow. I think it comes out
Yeah.
on Tuesday. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
on board. the previews or the people who have had access to the betas have all been very positive about it.
It has been very positive, yeah.
So it'll be like being able to play Diablo, but I can play it with my kid. So I'm looking forward to it. It looks kind of neat as long as they balance having it being simple for some, but the sort of
complex enough.
Right, where I can be like, ooh, I got this shield, but do I want to dump into this stat or that or whatever?
Sure.
You know, hopefully that's there. But we'll see. It'll at least be worth one playthrough.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I got really excited for the Paper Mario game that they announced last week. Mm-hmm. So I'm really hopeful for that. The stuff I'm seeing looks cool, but I think that'll be my next big purchase, which I'm assuming it's a full price game, but that's neither here nor there. So
yeah, I think so too. It'll be $60.
Yeah. I'll wait for reviews for it, but I think it's going to be my next buy. I do have 2 games that I would recommend that I did find sales on. The first one is Sonic Mania.
Oh, man.
Which is half off, I think, just about everywhere until the 26th. I love it. If you've listened to our friend of the show, Nick from Media Obscura, who you've had on several of your podcasts, he's a big Sonic Mania fan and just talks about it constantly. And it's great. The story behind Sonic Mania is a really interesting one too, but that's half off, so it's like $10. It's, if you haven't gotten it, it's perfect. It's a perfect Sonic game. It's exactly what you want.
Yeah, especially the new levels are so good. They're some of the best Sonic levels in any game.
Yeah, I'm sure. My other thing was Children of Morta is 33% off. It's a game that I know you're not a huge fan of, but I really enjoyed it. And it's, I think, 33% off or like 30% off just about everywhere as well. So I found it to be a roguelite game that I really dug into and enjoyed the heck out of.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for what it is, but like going into it thinking it's a roguelike, it's really not. It's because there's so much persistence.
Right. It's a twin stick kind of game too.
Yeah, which is fine. Like so it's comparable in the way it controls to like a Nuclear Throne or Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah.
But the characters are there's limited growth and ways to build your characters. But it's really more about the story, the aesthetic, and the narration. And it's definitely worth a playthrough, but it's actually once I finished it, I was done. Like I finished it. I finished the story. So unlike, Enter the Gungeon where I'm going back just to do one more run, this is not that kind of game.
No, I definitely don't feel like it's that kind of game. But I feel like there's enough meat here, and they're working on New Game Plus for it if it hasn't already come out yet. So they'll definitely they're adding stuff to it. They're adding, I think, 2 more characters this summer, and I think New Game Plus, if it hasn't been added already, is getting added. So there's definitely more on the way for that game, and that comes free with the game, or the updates are, they're saying. So at $14, at $15, I don't think you're wasting your money. I think there's plenty of game to be had for $15 there.
Yeah. And it is on Game Pass currently as well. So
okay,
if you have that,
even better. Yeah,
give that a go. Now, my game is not on sale, but I love a good retro platformer like The Messenger or the premium, the best of the best Shovel Knight. But I picked up one that's a run and gun shooter called Hunt Down. And I don't know if you've had a chance to watch the trailer. I highly recommend it, but it has this 80s noir cyberpunk feel to it. Think you're... come on, brain. What is the name of that movie? The one that's based on Do Android Dream of Electric Sleep? Blade Runner.
Blade Runner, yeah.
So think kind of Blade Runner, but with Terminator vibes at the same time. Just that sort of neo-noir, futuristic. Right. It's got a great sense of humor. The platforming and the gameplay, the moment-to-moment gameplay is good. It's passable. It's not going to blow you away with creativity, but it's the aesthetic and the music is just so fun. If you can, it just came out, so I doubt it'll be on sale anytime soon, but if you can find it on sale, it's a really, really fun game.
And what's the name of that again?
It's called Hunt Down. One word. Huntdown. HUNTDOWN.
Okay. That'll be on my list of things to look.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Well, nice.
So also on Game Pass, I've been playing, and this is a game that I would definitely get on PC, but Pillars of Eternity. And I'm kind of fascinated by taking this game that is a CRPG in the true sense of the word. So like your Baldur's Gate 1 and 2.
Very much so, yes.
And trying to cram that into a controller. And I am a console gamer through and through, but some things just don't belong on a console. And while it functions reasonably well, you can't do this type of game on a controller. It just is too frustrating to manage your inventory and manage your party, and it just takes a lot of time. But I really wanted to get into it, but I just found it too cumbersome. So whenever I upgrade my computer, I might go in and grab a copy of that.
Can you think of the worst PC game that was ported to consoles that you've ever played? Because I know mine right off the top of my head. There's no contest. It is Starcraft 64.
I can't, especially that old of a game. I can't imagine that's any good.
Oh, it was terrible. My best friend and I spent hours playing Starcraft 64 with N64 controllers. I don't know how we ever did it, especially for such a fantastic game. Oh my gosh.
Right. Well, and I won't say that this is a bad port, but it was a letdown. Was Torchlight 2.
Man, I wanted to love Torchlight 2, and I just couldn't.
Did you play on console or PC?
I've played both, but probably PC the most.
So I played on PC, and again, I don't like playing action RPGs like this on PC. I really like having the controller. Diablo 3 is really good on console. I've put in a ton of hours on it.
It's shockingly good. It's shockingly good on console.
And the original Torchlight I bought on the 360 years ago and beat it and loved it.
The original Torchlight.
I was so... And I thought the only reason I don't enjoy this one on PC is I don't like all the mouse clicking and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Torchlight 2 is a letdown.
It came out on console, and it feels like they just went, that's good enough. Like,
yeah.
you could play the game with the controls we put in place, but and it's hard to explain, but there's a delay from, like, you're moving your character around, and then you hit A, and they go to attack, but you kind of lose control of them, and it's hard to be accurate with where you're aiming, and it just is not good. It's really that was a big letdown. There's probably worse examples.
Yeah, but that's what comes to your mind. Yeah, that's funny.
Right, because it's still playable.
Sure.
But it's not broken by any means, but it's just, it feels like a little more effort would have gone a long way.
Right. I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, interesting.
Well, that's all I have.
Yeah, that's all I have too. Short and sweet, baby.
That's how he called me baby. Well, that's how we do it. If, this might be it for us.
It might, it very well is probably the end for me.
Yeah.
I'm sure I will be getting my pink slip from Scott any second now.
Yeah, he can't get rid of me though. I think I'm just too valuable. Or at least that's what I tell myself.
Certainly not. I'm certainly expendable.
Well, we do want to thank you for listening. The good music you heard today was provided to us by Stimage. You can find his music on metroidmetal.com. The opening song was written by Jeff and Elliot, with a little audio assistance from Tessa and Mr. Scott. And do you want to tell us about the podcast and all the stuff you usually do on the outro?
Yeah, let's see. You can find Jeff at Film Soliloquy. They've been putting out really good episodes recently. You can find me at Tessa and Elliot Argue every Sunday. You can find Budget Arcade every other week, where they review a free-to-play game with the 3 co-hosts.
Yes, Mr. Mark.
Name I've forgotten.
Mark.
Edit this part out because I totally forgot Mark's name off the top of my head.
Gonna amplify.
Sorry,
it.
Mark. It's really, I just was blanking.
You've never had a conversation with the guy.
No, I've not. I've never had a conversation, Mark. He seems like the most level-headed of the three of you, but
I absolutely is.
I can tell.
He actually plays the games that Scott wants us to play, which is miles beyond what I do.
He did not get the memo.
Yeah, but we'll wear him out. Don't worry.
But you can
He'll be
email
get-
the show at budgetarcade@gmail.com, budgetarcade on
Show
Twitter and Instagram.
at budgetarcade.com.
Show at, yeah.
Yeah, this is falling apart
you're
quick.
not emailing, yeah.
Let's just cue the outro music and it's bye.
There you go.
Find what your kitchen needs this Memorial Day at Lowe's. Get our exclusive full-size, high-sense French door refrigerator. It features extra room to store and organize food and comes in fingerprint-resistant stainless steel. Was $15.99. Get it now for only $13.99. That's a savings of $200. Shop in-store at Lowe's.com or on our app. Lowe's, home to holiday appliance values today and every day. Valid through 6/2 while supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for details. U.S. only.